And we are live. What's going on, everybody? Today we will be opening some Super 7 Ultimates ThunderCats figures. Now, if you are in any way disappointed that we are not doing these guys, these Lego Dungeons and Dragons minifigures, my apologies. The poll, I did a poll on Instagram. I did a poll on YouTube. Believe it or not, I got different results. So ThunderCats won out on YouTube. The Lego D&D minifigures won out on Instagram. But I'll think of a way to do the D&D minifigures. Maybe I'll do one or two at the end after I do the ThunderCats, and then I'll do another video because they are fantastic. I have opened a few. Full transparency. They are fantastic. This is my favorite so far. This little druid guy. I don't know. He comes with a chicken. I think it's a chicken. But anyway, they're really really great, and I am very very excited about them as I'm sort of getting into Dungeons and Dragons. And these are probably this is the first time a series of minifigures has had me this excited, maybe ever. The Super Mario Brothers, blind bag slash blind box, little villain characters were fun because I was doing the Super Mario Brothers Lego. And the Disney ones and the Harry Potter ones have been fun because I've been collecting them actually for my wife. And this is the first wave of the minifigures that I'm really really excited about, and yeah, they're really fun. I have just about a full set as far as I know, based on scanning the codes. I didn't have the time to sort of pre-shoot a little bit of video for how to how to hack those in terms of finding the ones that you want. So I will I'll do a little video to sort of set that up, and then I'll do an unboxing with those at another time, I think. But for tonight, as I said, we are going to do the Super 7 ThunderCats Ultimates, Cheetara and Pumyra, the ladies of Thundera, two figures that I'm very very excited to get in the collection, largely because when I decided that I was going to do the ThunderCats Ultimates, I asked the girls, I asked my girls, my children, I asked them which of the figures they thought would be really really cool to have in action figure form. And my 8-year-old and my 5-year-old basically both said, "Can you get the girls?" They said, "Can you get Cheetara? Can you get Pumyra? Can you get Wily Kit?" I got Wily Kit. I was late to the party, so these weren't super easy to get. I did have to do a little bit of hunting to get them at reasonable prices because they're start. Cheetara is not too bad. Pumyra is sold out a lot of places, so I had to do a little bit of leg work. I had to figure out exactly where to find her. I did get them both in the end. Cheetara is from eCollectibles.ca, and so thanks to Mike. And Mike's hooking me up with some more of the ThunderCats. So I'm excited about that, and that's now that I'm collecting them, he's going to be my go-to for the pre-orders. But previous to now, I kind of like was sleeping on these a little bit. But let's let's put that in the past and consider ThunderCats a line that I am currently collecting. I'm so glad that I started collecting it late, because otherwise I'd probably have been really racking my brain about whether or not I needed a Thunder Tank or a Cat Slayer, but I'm not getting either, and I have no intention of changing that. So all right, so let's get these out of the box. I'm gonna start with Cheetara because Cheetara is season 1, and then I will open Pumyra. They are both fantastic characters, but I think, you know, Pumyra is season 2, and Pumyra is, you know, she's not as significant a character. She's still a great character, but you know, Cheetara, even in season 2, is still kind of the main, the main, you know, the main female protagonist, I think. Taking a look at the box, this is, you know, standard for Super 7 Ultimates for Thundercats, and this goes for both of them. You know, they had, both of these are a little bit older, so they had the brown cardboard box, the plastic wrap, and then the sleeve. So you know, this. Okay, we'll take a look at the sleeve just for the sake of, you know, we have them. Thundercats on the front, Thundercats on the back, and that is true for Pumyra as well. When we remove the sleeve, that's when we get this nice big window box. All Super 7 Ultimates have this nice big window box, and you know, this is going to show the figure, the alternate heads, all the accessories that she comes with. You can't see them super well on the camera there, but all the extra hands are back there as well. And then on the box, at the back of the box, as we have seen with the Super 7 Ultimates, we get a really nice big artist's rendition of the character, and then a bio as well, which I am not going to read. But there you go. Cheetara is super fast, and she has a sixth sense. Pumyra, I'll slip the slip cover off as well, just because it looks better on camera to have that off. There you go. Nice big window box. Later, you know, these figures are, I will say this, the figures are sort of look better, you know, the later they are after the renders. The renders for Pumyra, I think she was pinned. She appears to be pinless. So that's good. The paint master that I think they used for some of the promotional pictures didn't look that great, but this figure in the package definitely looks a lot better. That nice big, you know, artist's render looks really, really good, and then the bio there as well. So I don't really know, like, what's Pumyra's, what's her like power, you know what I mean? They all kind of like have a thing. Oh, her outstanding leaping abilities, that is pretty weak, which is why Pumyra, I think, is very safely going to always be a secondary character. All right. And I don't have my knife. Man, I'm so out of practice. I've been so busy doing a million other things and making an absolute mess of my office, and so I can't get at my knife. There it is. Okay. All right, but yeah, so Cheetara and Pumyra, very, very good characters. Recently I have been picking up the comic book, the Thundercats comic book that has come out. Is it Boom Studios? It might be Boom Studios, I think, that's doing it. And Pumyra has not been in it yet. It's holding pretty close to the cartoon for the most part. But Cheetara in the new comic book is a very, very strong character. She's really, really good. So that's good to see. Very cool to see. And I'm enjoying that comic book very much. So if you are a Thundercats fan, you know, check out the comic book. It's pretty good. All right, there she is. There are 2 trays, as I mentioned. I will cut the tape there and pop out all these pieces first. enjoy the next couple minutes of ASMR, virtual silence for me, but oh, come on. One hand won't come out. There we go. Oh, that's, well, we'll get there. As I sort of, as I pop out the accessories, I kind of notice little things, little details. And then I just hope I remember them when it comes time to like talk about them. All right. So I remember there being something about Cheetara that people were like really upset about or like really bummed about. And I'm curious if anybody watching can let me know what the like what the big complaint was, cuz I'll be honest, she looks pretty darn good. She's got that kind of, sorry, off camera I'm just like wiping her off because she's got that kind of the oily joints and stuff like that, and it makes her look weird and shiny, and but only in some spots. Anyway, I think I got most of it off. I think she looks pretty good. I mean, well, pretty good. No, I think she looks pretty good. I mean, maybe notoriously sort of a shill, notoriously a Super7 apologist, if that's a thing. I think Super7 does good work. This is a good looking figure. It very much represents the cartoon. It very much looks the way I think Cheetara should look. Before I change the camera angle so that she doesn't look wildly out of place next to this giant box, I'm just gonna get her out of the box, and then we'll talk about these figures. So bear with me while I do that, and that will end the very boring portion where I'm unboxing figures. And then we'll begin the slightly less boring portion of the video where I'm talking about figures. But it's hard when, you know, when the camera, when the shot's really wide, it's not as easy to talk about the figures. So. And again, a good looking figure. Yeah, my girls are gonna like both of these figures. But okay, now that interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, I'm gonna adjust the camera. Bear with me for a brief moment. I hope that I only have to do this once, and I hope that I can do it quickly. That's not bad. That'll do. I think I'll be satisfied with that. It ain't perfect, but hey, it'll have to do. It's so far from a good angle. Good shot. Whatever. Whatever. Okay, first impressions. I don't remember these characters being this different in size in the show. There's something weird going on here with the proportions. There's something kind of weird going on with the designs. There is maybe they are the proportions right? Like, are these proportions right? Was Pumyra like that much bigger than Cheetara in the show? The sculpting on this Cheetara seems pretty weak. Pumyra seems much better. Cheetara has, a shoulder joint and a single jointed elbow, but Pumyra has articulation at the bicep as well. There's a bicep swivel there, which is a pretty decent upgrade. I feel, well, I don't know. Proportionally, their heads look the wrong. Like, Cheetara looks more proportioned, like more accurately proportioned, but Pumyra is like better sculpted. I'm so confused by these figures. I'm so confused. It's so weird. Okay, I didn't plan this, but I feel like I need a couple more figures for scale, for sort of reference. Hold on one. Okay. That'll do. I don't need everybody, but okay, so Lion-O for scale reference. Yeah, okay. Now Pumyra seems really big. There's Lion-O. There's Super7 Ultimates Lion-O. Shorter than Pumyra. There's Snarf. There's Wily Kit. Pumyra seems really big. She seems very much out of place. Which I don't know. That's weird. Like I said, the Pumyra is a good looking figure. She is, as I said, sculpted really well, but I feel like she's too tall. Now, I will say one more thing. Super7 has done another Lion-O. I wonder if the new Lion-O is taller than this Lion-O, because if it is, maybe that sort of corrects this size discrepancy. Another thing that I will sort of mention, I'm curious if Lion-O is bigger and they've redone Mumra, the Ever Living. They haven't redone the other Mumra. the sort of standard Mumra or whatever you want to call it. I wonder if they're going to do more version 2s. I wonder if we will see I wonder if we'll see scales corrected for certain characters. So, Pumyra, I want to say Pumyra was wave 2. Maybe they'll do her again, shorter. Maybe Cheetara will be done taller. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what Super 7 has planned, because they have hinted at anybody that sort of was late to the line might be in luck, in terms of getting some of the figures that are harder to find. I think Slythe specifically they have mentioned, but as I said, they've redone Lino, they've redone Mumra. The Lino seems like a brand new sculpt. Mumra seems like less of a brand new sculpt, so I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, they both look really, really good. Like I said, Cheetara and Pumyra look both very, very nice. Nothing wrong with either of them, but one of them needs to be bigger or one of them needs to be smaller, because the more I sort of sit here and look at them, Pumyra's feet are bigger, her hands are bigger, her head is bigger, everything is bigger. It's like one is scaled up and one is scaled down, and there's something off. There's something weird going on there. If I separate them on the shelf, maybe that'll help. Whoop. Maybe if I separate them, does that make them look? No, she still looks too big. Pumyra still looks too big. I haven't watched any reviews of these figures. So maybe that's a thing that everybody's already said. Maybe I'm just sort of oblivious and just wasn't paying attention before I bought them. But there you go. It is what it is. What are you gonna do? I can't really complain about it. They're still good looking figures, like I said. So I am gonna do the accessories for Pumyra first, to sort of get it out of the way. I'm as disappointed as I ever get with an action figure with Pumyra, just because she's too big. Great looking figure, but too big. We get an alternate head, so we get this really, really well sculpted, well painted growling head to go with Pumyra, which looks fantastic. I should say. And then we get some alternate hands, so you get the sort of open, expressive hands on the figure out of the box. You get a left and right fist, as well as gripping hands. So these are like C grip hands, but they're also thumbs up hands. These remind me of Masters of the Universe hands, which makes me wonder if there's a lot of the sort of old Masters of the Universe sculpts in Pumyra, and maybe that is why she's too big. I didn't have those Super 7 Motu figures, so maybe that's why. Maybe that's what's going on there. Feel free to let me know. She also comes with a few more accessories that I genuinely don't really recognize. She's got some sort of like throwing star type of thing, which seems oversized and which seems like, you would obviously remember it from the cartoon, but I don't. You get this, and forgive me, I know that this is one of the treasures of Thundera, but I can't remember for the life of me what it is or what it does. I probably could have. Well, I definitely could have, and I probably should have done my research before I before I opened these, to see what accessories they came with, because then I could probably sound more knowledgeable. She's got her belt that sort of turns into a little sling to throw those little her little weapon. Again, like I said, Pumyra is like she's like the the other woman. She's the other woman in Thundercats. You know, you've got Cheetara, you got Wily Kit, you know, you got Willa, and Pumyra is sort of there as well. I think to get another female action figure out in the wave or in the line, but you know, kind of one of those characters that maybe maybe didn't need to be there because she was barely there, you know, after her introduction. All right, taking a look now at Cheetara and Cheetara's accessories. The sculpt is fine. It's nothing crazy. There's nothing to write home about. It's a it's a cheetah and a leotard. Let's be honest. There's not a whole lot. There's not a whole lot more to it. You know, Super 7 articulation, so single jointed elbows, single jointed knees. There is rotation at the knee, which is good. Um, the articulation has never bothered me with Super 7. I'm just happy to get really well sculpted, cartoon accurate characters. I didn't go for the toy line ones. The toy line ones are great. I'm still constantly tempted by the Lion-O, as well as the Mumra and the Monkeyan, because those were, as I've said before, the three figures that I had, that I held on to, that I still have. And so it would be cool to have, you know, modern representations of those ones, but I can live without them. I don't remember what this giant flame comes from. I am absolutely certain that there is a reason that there is a giant flame piece with Cheetara. But I don't know what it is. I love toys first, and then you know the lore and remembering the cartoons and stuff like that. It's not really my strength. Taking a look at the hands, she comes with fists out of the box. We get gripping hands, left and right gripping hands. Now these look less He-Man inspired. There is a little bit of paint on there as well. We get some open hands. These feel like hands that will be very, very well suited for her running. As she does, she is a cheetah. You know, one of her abilities is super speed over a short distance. I do remember that episode. We get sort of the claw hands, which makes sense. She is a cat. She is a Thundercat. So the claw hands make sense. Then we get, well, okay, I'm going to go over these ones next because I'll be honest, I don't remember these. There's so many. Super 7 does an amazing job with deep cut stuff for things that I don't remember. So there is some sort of amulet locket type thing open. We get the same accessory closed with some sort of graphic on it, some sort of glyph on it, some sort of, I don't know what that is. As I said, fan of the toys first, fan of the cartoon, yes, but I don't remember so many of these details. I do know that this is a flute. I can't remember what it did. Again, check the Thundercats wiki. That probably tell you. Again, this is the mirror. You can see my setup. There's my phone. There's the light. There's my hands. So it's cool. I mean, it's got a reflective surface. That's good. Again, this is a treasure of Thundera. For the life of me, I can't remember, you know, what it specifically does. And then we get some alternate heads as well. We get the glowing eyes, the sixth sense eyes, which look really good. I mean, they're actually, you know, painted quite well. It's got that different look. it appears to be the same head sculpt that we get from the standard figure as well, but with the Sixth Sense eyes. And then this alternate head, which makes perfect sense to me now. When I was opening it, I was kind of like, why is there a super long-haired version? This is, of course, when she's running. So if you want to pose her up running, you get the hair, the long hair there. So that's got the spots as well. So really, really well done. Very well executed. I think it makes perfect sense to include that head as well. And then lastly, two versions of the same thing. So we get her staff short. So that's how the staff appears before it is fully extended, but then we get the fully extended staff as well, painted in a nice metallic gold finish, looking pretty good. So there we are. That is the Super7 ThunderCats Ultimates, Cheetara and Pumyra. They look great. The great figures. I mean, I love these figures. Like I said, I enjoy the ThunderCats Ultimates. They're not for everybody. They are, I would say, good representations of the cartoon. I know that some people struggle with the articulation that Super7 offers, but for me, these are definite upgrades from what we had with the original vintage figures. So I'm certainly not one to complain. Anyways, that's all I've got tonight. I think I'm gonna wrap up. I've got a bunch of other stuff to do, videos to record, and then edit and all that kind of stuff. So it's been an absolute pleasure to hang out and talk toys. It's always more fun to open toys with friends, as I always say. If you enjoy these figures, let me know. If you don't, let me know as well. Like I said, I knew that there was a complaint that people were making about Cheetara. I don't see it. I don't know what the complaint necessarily is. But yeah, let me know if you know, or if you can remember. I should probably go and watch some more reviews of these because as I said, I had no idea that she was that much bigger than Cheetara. It seems a little bit odd, but anyways, until next time, everybody. Bye-bye.